This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there, and welcome. We're certainly in interesting times, and I just can't say enough, not even on just this broadcast, what a success the Supreme Court has made for the United States. It's literally kept us a democracy, and I'll explain what I'm saying in just the next few minutes. The ruling of 9-0 that states or any one state can decide who's going to be on the ballot for running for a federal office has totally been washed out, and correctly so, has been eliminated. From the first day when George Washington was made president, he wasn't made president by 2 or 3 top executives who were getting the Constitution together. He was made president by a vote of the public. And every single time we vote, some of us may vote only every 4 years, some of us vote every year, some of us even vote for the primaries every year, all kinds of combinations. That separates us totally from communism and socialism. You may remember back several years, maybe the millennials didn't because they were quite a bit younger, Ross Perot ran for president and then backed out, I guess, pretty close to election time. No one of us have ever heard about Ross Perot for years. He was not a politician. He was a CEO, but not one of the famous ones that came on the stock channel. And out of the blue, he got signatures, got a team going, and had his name put on the ballot of all 50 states. Well, that's what democracy is all about. We can all, I repeat again, we can all enjoy that. Any one of us can vote, and any one of us can apply for a federal position. That there is no other country in the world that is quite that democratic, and it's worked for the last 250 plus years, and I don't want to lose it. And the idea that the Supreme Court went 9-0 means it wasn't partisan at all, nor should it be. All the court justices, whether they were a base of Republican or Democrat, didn't matter. All 9 of them realized no individual state, no individual magistrate, whether it's an attorney general, a state Supreme Court justice, or anyone, can make that decision of who's on the ballot and who is not. And it is absolutely fabulous that they voted that way. Forget about partisanship. What it really promotes is the success of the United States as a country. A real democracy, not pretending to be socialism, not pretending to be communism. It is a pure democracy when the people successfully get their name on a ballot. There is no magistrate, no dictator, no one who can decide to take that name off, or for that matter, put it on without due process and everything else. Now, regarding with Trump, they took it off because they took their own initiative and thought it was insurrection. Well, federally, Trump was tried for insurrection, and he was acquitted. There wasn't the proof that he had done something wrong. He didn't say break into the Congress and Capitol building, bust windows, go in and create havoc. He just simply said walk up to the Capitol and be peaceful. And according to C-SPAN, who did not alter his speech or anything else, C-SPAN Network replayed the original words, and there was nothing like go and make havoc, go and do something wrong. And it was completely switched around by the media that Trump wanted this. He not only didn't want it, upon further investigation, I found out ahead of time, that is ahead of time of this broadcast, that first of all, he had even asked Nancy Pelosi, we better have more guards around the Capitol just to be safe. And she, as head of the Congress at that time, was in a position to do that. She said, no, I'm not going to bother. That was another mistake. And the other mistake, and it was wrong, but I understand why it happened, prior to that time when Trump ran for president in 2016 and even running for 2020, his whole team, every time he had a rally, the people who attended the rally were given a ticket and were checked out that they weren't rebel rousers or thugs or anything else. So all of his rallies were peaceful, and several people were kept out of the rallies who did not have tickets and seemed like they wanted to raise havoc. They were not allowed in, and they had a very tight control. And there was no problem with any one of his rallies that lasted weeks, almost a year or two. The reason we had trouble here is people flew from all around the country, from California and east, to have a demonstration in the what they call the big mall, the green area between the White House and the Washington Monument. Well, no one was checked. We had no idea whether they were Antifa, whether they were communists, whether they were thugs of all different kinds of varieties. Any and everybody was welcome to attend. And that was the big difference. He was so used to peaceful supporters and loyalists to his cause that he thought that they were all peaceful patriots, loving people, didn't mind Democrats or Republicans, but that they were all very loyal, peaceful people. That was a big mistake on January 6th. No one was vetted, no one was checked, no one was even gone through security, whether they had a knife on them, not to mention a gun or anything else. No one was checked. And that is a huge mistake when you have thousands of people for whatever reason. And we had the unfortunate development of January 6th. But that does not mean that individuals who like somebody or hate somebody or don't want somebody have the right to remove anyone from a ballot or add anyone to a ballot. It has to be due process. And if you don't go through the due process, even when you go and vote, there is a line to add a name, if you want, of someone you'd like for president. But one person doing it, you know they're not going to win in all 50 states unless there's a huge movement that everybody knows about. So this was a huge victory, this 9-0 ruling, that democracy still prevails and that the Supreme Court still abides by the Constitution and is reminding everyone else to do the same. It's worked for 250 years, and you're not going to start taking it away now. And it had nothing to do with Republicans and Democrats. Right now, the media is calling it a victory for Trump.
Yeah.
It's not a victory for Trump. It's a victory for all the people of the United States. It's a victory for the Constitution that holds our country together. And let me tell you, you may think it's a win now for Trump, but let's say in another 4 years, AOC runs, Alexandria Cortez. Well, I can think of 4 or 5 staunch Republican states that would love to make sure she's off the ballot. They cannot do that. Same with an independent person. If it's not done by due process, the way Ross Perot was, the independent person cannot be on the ballot. They've got to make the same application, get the same signatures from thousands of people in order to be qualified to be on the ballot. That is what makes our country great, and nothing short of it. Even countries that we call that are democratic and that are our allies, like England, for example, they still have 2 houses like we do, the House of Commons and the Royal House, but they're not totally 100% democratic. The family that becomes the king and queen are biological, generational changes of a particular group of who are members of the royal family. And even you can't have a total stranger coming off the street to be totally in charge. Where in the United States, we do. But before they get voted in, there's plenty of time to campaign. There's loads of time to find out their credentials, to find out their beliefs, the major things they want to change, things they're willing to compromise on. We have the joy of finding out everything possible within reason of the platform each candidate is running on and what's going to happen when they take office. It is very transparent. And that is a beautiful thing, which not many countries have achieved to the level we have. And I don't want to see it lost at all. And I'm despising some of the media for calling it a Trump victory. This was brought up to date because of Trump possibly being removed from a ballot. But he is not the winner. You and I and everyone listening and everyone who lives and breathes in this country is the big winner. And let's enjoy that, and let's remind ourselves of the importance of how our due process works and how everyone in this country who was born here and grew up here has the right to run for president. I can't think of another place on earth where that is true the way it is here. We even have this year in the Senate, we have a very young senator, 21 years old, very mature for her age, speaks very well, but age is not an issue. Awareness and what your platform is and how you think is important. And let's not ever put that aside. So this is probably in my entire lifetime and in the last 150 years ever since the Civil War, this is probably the most important piece of legislation that was decided. And I think it is just wonderful that it is nonpartisan. It's unanimous by the Supreme Court, which is why we have a Supreme Court, not to be manipulated for certain policies and procedures. And our Supreme Court was put to work, and that was beautiful. So with that in mind, we're going to take a quick break, but I will be back with you very shortly with some more information. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
Print advertising isn't dead, it's as strong as ever, especially in 32963. It's Mario from 32963. Reach every single home and business on the island with me, Mario, in 32963. Find me on Facebook, Mario32963.
Step into the heart of New York City's secrets at the Yankee Tavern, where every drink holds a story and every patron has a tale to tell. From the depths of conspiracy to the heights of comedy, experience a thriller like no other. Uncover the secrets lurking in the shadows of the Yankee Tavern. Yankee Tavern opens on the Waxlax stage at the beautiful Riverside Theater in Vero Beach on March 19th. But you don't have to wait. Get your best tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
Sturgis Lumber is more than just lumber. Timber! Residential, commercial, and industrial applications. Sturgis has all of the hardware to help with your project. Visit SturgisLumber.com. 4 generations strong, Sturgis Lumber and Hardware. More than just lumber.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Bollywood. Hollywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Well, welcome back. And I just can't be any more joyous or say enough to reflect really what a great decision this was for all of us as Americans. It really means that not any state official, not any one person can decide who is going to be on the ballot and who is not without due process. The real big issue that these states have that wanted to take Trump off the ballot accused him of insurrection when he was already had a full trial and was acquitted. And they were absolutely sure that he did perform insurrection. Well, if they think so, there was never a due process. He was never went through the court system in any one state and was accused. And the second thing related to that, no state official or any person, anyone, can remove someone off a ballot who has gone through the proper application and processing, including thousands of signature votes. It puts the one time the people of all of our society are in charge. If they can't bother voting, they've given up something that is precious. And there are many people who stay at home. They're not proving anything, whether they wanted to vote or not vote. The other thing that is really a menace to our voting, there are many grandmas and grandpas in nursing homes that are half senile, and the kids decide how they want to vote. They'll bring in the ballot to grandma or grandpa to sign it, and they don't even know what they're signing. That is pathetic. The vote should really reflect the person signing it and no one else. So let's, with primaries coming up right now, especially for the state of Florida in another week, please take voting seriously and don't fraud signatures of someone else on what your beliefs are. Let's have the voting accurate for each and every person, no matter how they vote. And on that note, I'm going to let you people go. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us. And our number is right on the screen for you. So have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Also, while I can give you my number if you do have questions. It's 772-643-0067. And I have to ask you, please leave a message if I'm unable to answer at that time. There are so many robocalls that just hang-ups. I don't return those calls. Please leave a message saying, this is Mike from Minnesota and I'd really like to talk to you. And you will get a call back for sure. So on that note, have a great weekend. Till next week.